Hello everyone, hope you are following the lectures well. And in the previous lecture, we had the discussion over some applications of the question paper, and I asked you people to work out with the other applications also. And in today's lecture, we are going to see some more applications, okay, of next level based on the cumulative concepts so far what we have discussed. And one thing I tell you, while dealing with the applications, we may come across new points, new conceptual areas. So that I request everybody to make a note of them under the important points. See, whatever the point you come to know new, okay. If you feel that this point is new, you are not aware earlier, okay. Please immediately note that particular point and listen to the question or solution. Fine. This is very important. Okay. Let's see the first question. Determine the ratio in which y minus x plus 2 equal to 0. Divides the line joining 3 minus 1 and 8 9. The question speaks here exactly. The ratio in which y minus x plus 2 equal to 0 divides the line joining these two. Means let's say these 2 points are A and B. Okay, this line is going to divide this line connecting 3 minus 1 and 8 9. Let's say y minus x plus 2 is something like this. Okay, this line is dividing the line connecting A and B. Let's say A is 3 minus 1 and B is 8 comma 9, and this is the line what is given. Let's consider in that way. Rough figure it is. So in what ratio it is going to divide? That's the question here. So that what we are supposed to do, if you treat that this line is dividing in the ratio of m is to n. In what ratio? M is to n ratio. M is to n ratio. Then definitely the coordinates what are obtained for this point in terms of mn as well x1 y1 x2 y2 will satisfy this particular line. Why? This particular point is common to AB as well this line. Means what coordinates you are getting for this point in terms of mn and x1 y1 x2 y2 should satisfy the line y minus x plus 2 equal to 0. Satisfying in the sense I am substituting that particular point instead of x and y, that should be equal to 0. That's the concept here. Okay. Let us see how to go ahead. I am treating that the line is dividing in the ratio m is to n and x1 y1 x2 y2. Then whatever the coordinates of the point dividing, let's say p divides, or otherwise the required point is some p. Required point is some p, means at what point this line is going to divide the line segment connecting A. Means I am talking about this particular point. Okay. In what ratio we have discussed? M is to n ratio. This is x1 y1 x2 y2. What is the formula? To get the coordinates of p in mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n and my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. mx2 means m into 8 means 8m plus nx1 in the sense 3n by m plus n, means we'll write as usual. This is x coordinate and y coordinate given by my2 means 9m plus ny1 means minus n by m plus n. This point x comma y should satisfy the line y minus x plus 2 equal to 0 also. Why? What is the reason? Here this point P is common to the line AB as well, the line what we have given the problem. So substituting x and y instead of x and y in the given equation. So what is y? 9m minus n by m plus n minus of 8m plus 3n by m plus n plus 2 is equal to 0. So what is the LCM for these two? M plus n is LCM. So 9m minus n minus 8m minus 3n plus 2 into m plus n. So 2m plus 2n by m plus n equal to 0 means m plus n into 0 will give us 0. 9m minus 8m, m plus 2m, 3m minus n plus 2n, minus n plus 2n. Yeah, okay. Minus n minus 3n minus 4n plus 2n. Minus 2n is equal to 0. So 3m is equal to 2n. So m by n means transposing n another side and 3 another side. So that you will be getting 2 by 3. Means here m is to n is equal to 2 is to 3. Means very clearly the point P is going to divide, or the line y minus x plus 2 is going to divide AB in the ratio 2 is to 3 internally, because the ratio is positive. See, here you may question me, sir, how do we know that initially the point is going to be internal or external? We are not aware. When you are not aware, generally you will go with the internal division formula, and according to the outcome you will justify. For suppose if we get the outcome as negative, then you will consider the division is external. These are all only rough figures. It is according to our assumption only. We will be getting the clear idea even only on getting the ratio. See, the problem is not so complex here. We are given with the line equation as well the coordinates of this particular line, and we are supposed to calculate this line divides this AB in what ratio. So that I have taken as m is to n. Okay, and the coordinates are given. With the help of the section formula, I could trace out x and y and substituted in the line, because this point also satisfies this line, and I obtained m by n, that is 2 is to 3. Therefore, the ratio is positive, so that the line is going to divide AB internally. If the outcome will get negative, you will consider that the outcome is going to be external division. What division? External division. Hope you got it. It's the next problem. If 5 by 3 comma 3 is a centroid, please note down, is centroid of a triangle, and its two vertices are 0, 1 and 2, 3. Let's consider those vertices are A and B. Then find its third vertex V3, circumcenter, circumradius and orthocenter. What is circumcenter? S. Okay, circumradius capital R, orthocenter either O or H. It is one particular problem only, but indirectly you are solving 4 problems. One is of vertex 3, circumcenter, circumradius and orthocenter. So listen carefully. I think you have not done such kind of application so far. Some interesting. You will also learn some new points here. Listen carefully. Provided the coordinates of centroid and asked to find the third vertex. You take these coordinates are alpha, beta, and these are x1, y1 and x2, y2. We have discussed a shortcut formula to calculate the third vertex when provided the coordinates of centroid and the two vertices of triangle. What is that? Third vertex x3 and y3 is given by x3 is equal to 3 alpha minus x1 minus x2. What is y3? 3 beta minus y1 and minus y2. Please get back to your concepts what you have learned so far. Please check with this. I have already told you in the shortcut results. 3 alpha means 3 into 5 by 3 minus x1 means 0 minus x2 means 2. Let's cancel so that we are getting 3. 3 beta minus y1 minus y2. What is 3 beta? Yeah, 3 into 3, 9 minus y1 minus 1 minus 3. 9 minus 4 will give us 5. Therefore, x3 and y3 is 3 comma 5. So what is vertex 3? 3 comma 5. So I am treating that vertex as C. This will help us to calculate now the circumcenter. The first part is completed. What is vertex 3? 3 comma 5. One question. Now let's go ahead with the next problem, that is circumradius. I have told you very clearly when dealing with circumcenter and circumradius. Circumcenter nothing but it is the point of intersection of the perpendicular bisectors. Perpendicular bisectors. And the circumcenter is denoted by S, and that is equidistant from the vertices A, B and C. Nothing but SA is equal to SB is equal to SC. Hope you remember this. Fine. With the help of this equality, let's calculate the coordinates of circumcenter. Let us consider circumcenter is some h comma k, since we are not aware. What is the condition I have told you now? SA is equal to SB is equal to SC. With this, we'll write SA square is equal to SB square is equal to SC square. From this equality means squaring all the three terms so that we can eliminate the square root in the distance formula. What is SA square? SA square means distance between S and the point A. H minus 0 whole square means h square plus k minus 1 whole square is equal to SB square means distance between S and the point B. That is h minus 2 whole square plus k minus 3 whole square. We should be very careful while dealing with this coordinate geometry. Naturally we commit mistakes, okay, in case of positive sign and negative sign. And coming to SC square means distance between S and C. That is h minus 3 whole square plus k minus 5 whole square. Now with the help of these three equalities, we are supposed to calculate h and k. Very clearly, on solving these two, we'll get equation 1, and on solving these two, we'll be getting equation 2. You may ask me, sir, we will calculate these two. No problem. But I'm doing for my convenience the equality between 1, 2 and 1, 3, because here we have only h square term. So the calculation becomes simple. That's the reason. Let's equate first and second. For the first equation, h square plus, it is according to a minus b whole square formula. What will we get? K square plus 1 minus 2k is equal to, again here also we have a minus b whole square plus a minus b whole square. A minus b whole square means h square plus 4 minus 4h plus k square minus 6k plus 9. H square gets cancelled, k square gets cancelled. We have a minus 2k and here we have minus 6k. If you transpose left side, we'll get plus 4k. And we have minus 4h right hand side, transposing left side, plus 4h. 9 plus 4, 13. If it comes to left side, minus 13, 1 minus 13, minus 12. Otherwise, transpose this 1 another side, 13 minus 1 will give us 12. That implies 4 is a common factor left hand side, so 4 once and 3 times. So h plus k is equal to 3. The first equation is obtained taking the equality between first and second. H plus k is equal to 3. Let's solve for the next equation. I'm going to erase this particular part for the calculation. Taking the equality between second and third, sorry, first and third, it will be easier for us. Okay, what is that? H square plus, expanding this will give us k square plus 1 minus 2k is equal to, expanding the third equation, h square plus 9 minus 6h plus k square plus 25 minus 10k. See here, third equation is h minus 3 whole square, so h square plus 9 minus 6h plus k square plus 25 minus 10k. Erasing this equation also. So what will we get on simplification? दोनों cancel हो जाएगा, and even these two also. Minus 2k, yeah, minus 10k will give us means the minus 10k becomes plus 10k, minus 2k plus 10k will give us 8k. Transposing minus 6h another side, so that it becomes plus 6h. We have only one term. And 25 plus 9, 34. Transposing one another side, so that it will get 33. This is the second equation. First equation is h plus k is equal to 3, and second equation is 8k plus 6h equal to 33. Now these two are linear equations in two variables, h and k. You are already aware that how to solve the linear equations. How will you? From this I am writing h is equal to 3 minus k, substituting here. 8k plus 6 into 3 minus k is equal to 33. 8k plus 18, okay, minus 6k is equal to 33. 8k minus 6k, 2k is equal to 33 minus 18, means 15, plus 15 and minus 15, plus 15. Therefore, k is equal to 15 by 2. What is the value of k? 15 by 2. Now substituting k in any of the equation, or we will substitute here. H is equal to 3 minus 15 by 2, so that 6 minus 15 by 2, so that we will be getting minus 9 by 2. And hence, the circumcenter h comma k is equal to minus 9 by 2 comma, minus 9 by 2 comma, and what is k? 15 by 2. See how careful you are supposed to be there here, because we are getting many terms and many equation solvings. Okay, you may ask me, sir, such kind of lengthy questions how to solve in objective. See, generally when you are doing an objective question, you will be given with the some optional objectives, and by them you can have the verification. Otherwise, as I am explaining you, I am doing in such a slow manner. If you do with fast calculations, you can do easily. Even with the further knowledge of coordinate geometry, we can do such kind of problems in a easier manner also. So far I am teaching you the problem approach with the basic knowledge what you have. Okay, don't worry about that. So what is circumcenter? Minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2, means second problem is completed. First question is third vertex, that is 3 comma 5, and second one is circumcenter, that is minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2. Now we are asked to calculate circumradius. What is circumradius? Circumradius nothing but distance between the circumcenter, that is S, minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2, and any vertex. Let's say the vertex I am taking here, because we can close the problem easily. Circumradius nothing but SA or SB or SC. Getting my point? Therefore, SA is equal to root over of 0 minus half minus 9 by 2 means 9 by 2 whole square, plus 1 minus 15 by 2 whole square. This is what circumradius, capital R. Fine. Therefore, on simplifying this, you will be getting 81 by 4 plus 1 minus 15 by 2. 2 minus 15 by 2, that is minus 13 by 2 whole square, which is equal to R. R is equal to 81 by 4 plus 13 square. What is 13 square? 11 square 121, 12 square 144, and 13 square 169. You have to learn squares up to 25. It is compulsory. Okay, 169 by 4. So on simplifying further, what we are getting? 10. Okay, 169 and 81, 10, 14, 15. Okay, 250. 169 plus 81. 250 by 4 means you are getting square root of 250 by square root of 4, that is equal to 2. What is square root of 250? How can you write? You can write this as 25 into 10. Square root of 25 is 5. Okay, root over of 10 by 2 means 5 by 2 root 10. What is circumradius? 5 by 2 root 10. See how simple it is. You should be very careful. Circumradius nothing but distance between the circumcenter and any vertex. That vertex I have taken as A because we can close the problem easily. Distance between them is given by so and so. So R is equal to square root of 81 by 4 plus 169 by 4, 160 plus 80, 249 plus 1, 10. 250 by 4, square root of 250 by 2, which is equal to 5 root 10 by 2. Because root 250 can be written as 25 into 10. Root 25 is 5 root 10 by 2. That is circumradius. Means we have got the third problem also. Now we are left with the fourth case, that is orthocenter. That is orthocenter. See, be careful. While calculating orthocenter, here you are learning a very interesting point, that in a triangle, whenever you are calculating orthocenter, centroid and circumcenter, they always be collinear. For a triangle, when you are calculating orthocenter, centroid and circumcenter, they are going to be collinear. And circumcenter divides the orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. In what ratio? 2:1. This is a new point. Please note down the point under the important case. Centroid means, that is G, divides the orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. Means OGS are collinear points for the triangle. For any triangle, you calculate orthocenter, centroid and circumcenter, they will be lying on the same line. And G divides orthocenter and circumcenter in what ratio? 2:1. Okay, this is very valuable point. With the help of this, we can calculate, because now already we have got we are given with the coordinates of centroid, that is 5 by 3 comma 3, and centroid coordinates we have calculated. What is that? Minus 9 by 2 comma 15 by 2. And these coordinates we want, x1 y1, orthocenter coordinates we want, and we know the ratio. So how can we do? We'll apply the section formula for OS using 2:1 ratio, and we'll equal to centroid, so that we'll be getting the coordinates of x1 and y1. Yeah, let's use the formula. This is mn, x1 y1, and this is x2 y2. mx2 means 2 into minus 9 by 2 plus nx1 means 1 into x1 means x1 itself by m plus n means 3 is equal to the first coordinate, that is 5 by 3. 3 gets cancelled, these two gets cancelled. Minus 9 plus x1 is equal to 5. So x1 is equal to 5 plus 9, which is equal to 14. So we have got x1 as 14. Now similarly, we'll go with the y coordinate. What is y coordinate? m by 2 means 2 into 15 by 2 plus n by 1 means 1 into y1 itself by m plus n, 3 is equal to 3, because it is a y coordinate. Listen carefully. Here G divides OS internally. So for these 2 points, we are applying section formula, internal division using 2:1 and these two coordinates, and equating to 5 by 3 comma 3. X coordinate equated to 5 by 3 and y coordinate equating to 3. Now these two gets cancelled. 15 plus y1 is equal to 9 on cross product, so that y1 is equal to 9 minus 15. What is 9 minus 15? Minus 6. What is y1? Minus 6, means here the coordinate is minus 6, and hence the coordinates of the orthocenter is 14 comma minus 6. See how many problems are covered in one application. The first one is finding the third vertex when provided the coordinates of centroid and 2 vertices, and the next one is calculating the coordinates of circumcenter with the help of SA is equal to SP is equal to SC, and the third one is finding the circumradius using the distance between circumcenter and any vertex, and the last one is finding the coordinates of orthocenter provided these coordinates of centroid and circumcenter, that is G divides orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio 2:1. With the help of that knowledge, we could find out this. I hope you understand. I have discussed this problem very slowly, okay, and many problems are covered in this. Fine, and be careful in solving the applications and take care of sign natures. Okay, we'll be dealing with more applications in the further classes also. Fine, and please get in touch with the concepts regularly. Like this, you please note down such important points what you have not heard earlier. Okay, here what is the important point is covered. G divides O and S in what ratio? 2:1 ratio. They are all collinear. Understand? Thank you.